हेलो दोस्तों, नमस्कार। मैं लोकेश साहू आज लेकर आया हूँ NISM सीरीज VA म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर एग्ज़ाम से संबंधित सैंपल पेपर। इसका आंसर दोस्तों मैं आपको लास्ट में बताऊंगा। दोस्तों, आपने मेरे पिछले वीडियो म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर कैसे बने, इसका जो रिस्पांस आया उसके लिए आप सभी का धन्यवाद। दोस्तों, मैं अब तक 200 से ज़्यादा लोगों को सिलेबस भेज चुका हूँ। अगर फिर भी किसी को सिलेबस का मेल नहीं पहुंचा है तो वह मुझे वापस मेल कर सकता है या उस वीडियो में वापस कमेंट कर सकता है। दोस्तों, अगर आप में से कोई चैनल पर नए हैं तो प्लीज़ चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर लीजिएगा, ताकि म्यूचुअल फंड से संबंधित जब भी मैं कोई नया वीडियो डालूं तो इसका नोटिफिकेशन आपको समय पर मिल जाएगा। दोस्तों, कहने के लिए वैसे तो यह 25 क्वेश्चंस हैं, बट इसमें कई क्वेश्चंस ऐसे हैं जिनके फुल फॉर्म से भी नया क्वेश्चन बन सकता है। आइए स्टार्ट करते हैं आज का वीडियो। पहला क्वेश्चन है, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग म्यूचुअल फंड स्कीम्स वुड हैव रियल टाइम NAV? ऑप्शन ए, ओपन एंडेड फंड्स इफ द यूनिट्स आर अवेलेबल फॉर ट्रांजेक्शंस थ्रू स्टॉक एक्सचेंज प्लेटफॉर्म। बी, क्लोज एंडेड फंड्स इफ द यूनिट्स आर लिस्टेड ऑन स्टॉक एक्सचेंज। सी, इंटरवल फंड्स irrespective of whether the units are listed on stock exchanges. Option D, ETFs. Question 2. In which of the following mutual funds the unit capital cannot change during the life of the fund? Option A, ETF. Option B, close-ended fund. Option C, interval fund. Option D, open-ended fund. Now question number 3. In which of the following fund categories only one scheme is allowed post the SEBI circular on categorization and rationalization of open-ended mutual fund schemes? A, ETFs. B, sector funds. C, value funds. Option D, funds of funds. Question number 4. A segregated portfolio can be created under one of the following situations. Identify the situation. A, rise in interest rates in the economy. B, when RBI reduces the policy rates. C, credit event in one of the papers held by a debt fund. D, when a debt fund decides to declare dividend for the unit holders. Question 5. Recently, SEBI introduced a provision in case of debt funds to protect to investors against potentially very high losses caused by illiquidity in case of a credit event. Which provisions are we referring to? Option A, benchmarking the scheme's performance with total return index TRI. B, creation of segregated portfolios. C, introduction of instant access facility in certain schemes. D, allowing only trail commission to the mutual fund distributors. 6. What is the maximum limit allowed under instant access facility? Option A, 50,000 or 90% of the value, whichever is lower. Option B, any amount so long as the investor has completed KYC. Option C, rupees 50,000 for individual investors and 5 lakh for non-individual investors. Option D, 50,000 in case of resident individual investors and $500 in case of non-resident Indian NRI investors, subject to balance in the account. Question number 7. Tenor ratio is measure of blank. A, historical returns generated by the mutual fund scheme. B, volatility of investment returns. C, risk adjusted returns. D, credit risk in a debt fund. Question number 8. Which companies would fall in the category of large cap as per the SEBI circular on categorization and rationalization of open-ended mutual fund schemes? Option A, first to 100 company in terms of full market capitalization. B, first to 500 company in terms of full market capitalization. C, each AMC is free to define the same. D. As per the definition of stock exchange. Question number 9. How many focused equity funds can an AMC launch? A. 1. Option B. Maximum 5 focused schemes can be launched by a single AMC. Option C. SEBI puts no restriction. Option D. 2. Question number 10. Which of the following documents provided the asset allocation for the mutual fund schemes? Option A. Annual report of the AMC. Option B. State of Additional Information SAI. C. Scheme Information Document SID SID. Question D. SEBI Circular on Categorization and Rationalization of Open-Ended Mutual Fund Schemes. Question number 11. Index funds would have lower turnover in comparison to an actively managed fund. A. True. B. False. Question number 12. Which document would not indicate anything about the asset allocation pattern of a hybrid fund? A. Fact sheet. B. Scheme information document. C. Key information memorandum. D. Statement of additional information. Question number 13. Which of the following is a non-diversifiable risk? A. Credit risk. B. Business risk. C. Inflation. D. Company specific risk. Question number 14. What does a portfolio's beta measure? A. Credit risk. B. Rolling returns. C. Returns in comparison to a benchmark. D. Volatility of investment returns in comparison to a benchmark. Question number 15. Which of the following is a measure of the risk in an equity index fund? A. Portfolio's beta. B. Sharpe ratio. C. Tracking error. D. Credit rating. Question number 16. What is the most important reason why benchmarks are required in case of mutual funds? A. Mutual fund is a relative return product and hence a benchmark is required for performance comparison. B. A benchmark can accurately predict the future returns that a mutual fund scheme would generate. C. It helps benchmark the fund manager's compensation. D. Benchmark has no real use. Question number 17. In which of the following mutual fund schemes the investor has to pay entry load? A. ETFs. B. Close-ended funds. C. Open-ended funds. D. Entry load is not allowed in case of any mutual fund schemes as per SEBI regulations. Question number 18. A distributor is allowed to charge transaction charge up to 2% on all purchase transaction. State whether true or false. Option A. True. Option B. False. The total expense ratio TER changed to the fund has no impact on the net asset value of the scheme. A. True. B. False. Question number 20. Mutual fund being a tax exempt entity, it does not have to pay the securities transaction tax STT on the transactions done on the stock exchanges. State whether true or false. Option A. True. Option B. False. Question number 21. Dividend from mutual fund schemes is taxable in the hands of the investor. State whether true or false. A. True. B. False. Which of the following statement is true in case of income tax on the dividend income earned by a resident Indian investor? A. Entire dividend income from equity-oriented mutual fund schemes is taxable in the hands of the investor. B. Dividend income from equity-oriented mutual fund scheme is exempted from income tax in the hands of the investor up to rupees 10 lakhs in a year. C. Dividend income from equity-oriented mutual fund schemes is taxable at 40% in the hands of the investor. D. Mutual funds do not pay dividends, hence the question of tax does not arise. Question number 23. In which of the following funds the long-term capital gain tax would be payable after adjustment for indexation? A. Contra fund, B. Multi-cap fund, C. Conservative hybrid fund, D. Aggressive hybrid fund. Question number 24. Tax reduction at source TDS would be applicable on capital gains from mutual funds for which of the following investor category? A. Resident Indian investors, B. Minor investing through guardian, C. Non-resident Indians NRIs, D. Domestic companies registered in India. Question number 25. In case of death of the ARN holder, the nominee is eligible to earn trail commission on old business only after the nominee clears NISM series VA examination. A. True, B. False. दोस्तों आशा करता हूं आपको वीडियो अच्छा लगा होगा। वीडियो अच्छा लगा हो तो वीडियो को प्लीज लाइक और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर कीजिएगा। मिलते हैं बहुत जल्दी नए वीडियो में। धन्यवाद।